welcome. This is the Young CEO Call. Once again, we host these every Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Today, we have a special guest on the call. He's actually going to be our tax guy. So if you guys are interested in getting your taxes done this upcoming 2022 season, definitely he's going to be the guy to reach out to you. And we're going to get further into this, just a questionnaire, give you guys some value for another Young CEO Call once again. So with that being said, we're just going to dive right in. So this is my brother, Charlie. Charlie, you can unmute your mic and just tell us a little bit about your business and what exactly you do.
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
Good. I can hear you now. Perfect.
How you doing, man? I'm glad to be here. Just wanted to speak a little bit about my business. So I've been a tax consultant with my business based out of Miami for since I was 18. I'm 23 now, so 5 years, about going on 6 years. But we're basically a family-based business. My father's been doing taxes since 1993. My brother's been doing taxes since he was 18. So he's been doing it for 10 plus years too. But it's great. I love taxes. I love helping people get their refund. I love, being of assistance, helping them with stimulus checks, and whenever they have some IRS problem going on and things of that nature. But I can't complain. It's a great business. I just love helping people. We do pretty well. We have a client base of about 2,000 clients as of right now. So this year we're really trying to make it grow. We added on a bunch of preparers. I actually really wanted to get you in contact with one of my preparers, just for like referrals and things of that nature. But yeah, I mean it's a really good business. I'm happy for you to have me.
Perfect. Yeah, so the last time you did my taxes, it turned out really well actually. So, we've done business before. And the last time you've done my taxes, I believe I was doing DoorDash as well at the time. And because I had just recently started my business, I believe there was a nice little beginners or startup business deduction that I was able to do, um,
Hmm.
which kicked in, and I thought, that would be very beneficial and valuable to the people that are in my group, because what we have is a bunch of young entrepreneurs, and we're teaching them, kind of like how to build their credit and then how to build their businesses or how to start their businesses. And then once they formalize their businesses, then we have now you to help us with our taxes and how to maybe maximize on deductions whenever it comes to structuring our business and then going about, our yearly activities during that year to maybe set it up. So when we go to bring our paperwork to you, it's nice, clean, and easy for you to go ahead and knock our taxes out. So just mentioning, that beginning startup, you know, what we're able to get as a deduction for startup businesses, you could possibly mention that. And maybe, just tell us a little bit about that, what we're able to do with that.
So in regards to startup, best thing always is to go ahead and register your business. Some is get your EIN with the IRS. Best way to start, just so you have it on paper. It's official, legitimate business. After that, I would say just making sure you're tracking your all your expenses, tracking your mileage, um, whatever. I mean, say you have a any type of business that has to do with technology. If you're going to Best Buy and buying all these things, then just make sure that you're taking track of all these things. Also, I would recommend QuickBooks,
Hmm.
because come tax time, after the entire year, usually I need a P&L statement. So I need a profit and loss statement showing. Usually, your business in the first year isn't always profitable, so it may be a loss, but QuickBooks is the best because it usually prepares a profit and loss statement for you. So come tax time, we don't have to scramble trying to go through all your statements and trying to write everything down and calculate everything. And, it'll just do all the work for you. You just give it to me, and I'll take care of everything. But I would just say being organized, having the QuickBooks, and I know it costs like $15 a month or something like that, but it beats trying to stress and struggle, trying to track down all of your expenses. After that, I mean, There's always this year meals is 100% deductible. So if you take a friend out or whatever like that, you can 100% use that as a business expense. So I mean, it's I would just say I would really just say QuickBooks, and there's another app I forgot the name. When I get it, I'll definitely send it over to you. But those two apps, they go ahead and do the P&L for you come the end of the year, and it just makes your life easier. But I'll just say just making sure you're organized. Having my three things is make sure you register your business with SunBiz. Go ahead and get your EIN number, and make sure you're organized and you get that P&L nice and ready.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and we can dive into a little bit of, I just got a 1099, and maybe you can just give me like a little bit of info on that, and maybe what we might be able to do to maybe maximize, or let's say, basically I'll just pull it up and maybe you can give me some consulting on what we can do to maximize whenever you go and do my taxes.
Sounds good, no problem.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up my screen here, and then also I want to show real quickly what you would need from us, which I'm going to pull that up as well. Yes. Okay. So you can see this on the screen. Okay, so this is what I had got from your page on your Instagram page, which you guys can follow him on Instagram. He can type that in the chat, and then we'll get it posted in our Telegram chat as well. But he posts a lot of tips and strategies on his Instagram page as well that you guys can follow him and definitely get some more information as far as how to maximize deductions for taxes. He is a consultant, so he knows a lot about his stuff. So this is what he's going to require from us in order to get our taxes done. As you can see, this is his tax client checklist. We're obviously going to need our driver's license, W-2, 1099 or 1099. You're going to need your social card, receipts for 1099 clients. Now, I have receipts, Charlie, but it was easier because I was doing it through QuickBooks. Like my account was set up through QuickBooks, so it was kind of like doing all that for me. And then I also had it like, you have an app where it tracks your mileage, I believe, too.
Yes, that's big. That's big. Tracking your mileage is definitely good, especially if you're traveling a lot. You want to make sure you're on point with that. You don't want to be way too high. You don't want to, drive this amount and say you got it. And when it's tax time, you're saying that you drove way more. So I definitely tracking mileage is definitely really good, especially if you have an app for that.
Right. Now he also has here that we're going to need our routing and number, obviously, in order to get our refunds, or obviously our refund, and then also any other supporting documents. And can you maybe give us an example of any other supporting documents we might need?
Driver's license, W-2. I mean, honestly, after that, that's pretty smooth. I would just say one thing that we always need as tax consultants is your health insurance, because if you have private insurance or insurance through your employer, then you're fine. But if you have insurance through the marketplace, which is like Obamacare, Simply Healthcare, then there's a form that we need from them for us to fill out in your tax return, or else your tax will be delayed for literally months. There's clients from like 2 years back that still haven't received their return because they did not give us that form, and that's something really, really, really big that a lot of people forget to give us. But and specifically with 1099 clients, 1099 clients is pretty straightforward. The profit and loss statement is the most important, period. What I can tell you is some tips for the younger crowd out there, the college kids out there. Take classes 100%, take a couple classes, because when you do pay for a couple classes out the year for tuition and books and things like that, there is a form that you receive in the mail from your school institution called a 1098-T form. With a 1098-T form, that right there basically will help you receive a higher refund because they do give you back up to $4,000. Well, they do let you claim up to $4,000 of what you paid. So if you paid $1,000 for at Florida International University, then you can go ahead and claim $1,000. If you paid 60,000, you can only claim $4,000. But the more you claim, the better it is for you and your refund. Especially if you're independent contractor, because more than likely, unless you have children, you're gonna owe. So it's best to do everything you can do to not owe.
Right. Correct. Thank you very much. So yeah, so that's what he's going to need from us, and then any other supporting documents, which he had mentioned about the medical stuff. So keep that in mind, guys. Whenever we're reaching out to him to have this kind of stuff pretty much established, so we can make the process smooth and easy for him to be able to do. So with that being said, I'm gonna pull up. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can. You might have to zoom in a little. But yeah, I didn't make a whole lot from DoorDash this year because a lot of it, half of it was lawn care. Can you see any of it?
Mhm. Yes, I see everything. Okay, perfect. I see.
Yeah, so we did about 10, like about 95, close to about 9,500 for the year for DoorDash. Now, that was only about that was part-time obviously, and that was alongside my lawn care business. So I probably made like another, I would say maybe close to 10K, or I don't know, we have to see through the QuickBooks. But other than that, that's what's on paper for my 1099. Now, how would I be able to potentially maximize this?
Mhm.
Now, some of this was obviously um, mileage, right, and gas. So I'd be able to write off some of that as well.
Yes.
Now,
So
you don't get taxed over like
for like DoorDash, sorry, I couldn't hear you, bro.
for the tax bracket. How would that work? Because I'm not even in. I'm in like the first tax bracket.
You want to make sure you're paying 10%. So I mean, off the bat, 9,400, close to like maybe basically spot on about $1,000 you would owe. So right here, what we would do is, you want to make sure we track all the miles that you drove with DoorDash, meals. I don't know if you did any repairs on your vehicle or anything that has to, it has to do with, your transportation from point A to point B. But I mean, just alone with the miles and the meals, that would definitely help you big time. And you said also you have your lawn care business, right?
Yes, yeah. That's going to come with additional income, I would say too. Now, a lot of that was cash. Some of it went through the business bank account.
With the lawn care, that's another thing, profit and loss statement. So basically, say you made another $10,000 with the lawn care. Okay, well you have all your materials, the lawnmower, and all those good things. You pay whatever amount for that. You can go ahead if you bought that in 2021, you can go ahead and use those expenses. Also, and driving around, I don't know if it's like a mobile business, but that's definitely another thing with the miles and definitely the miles and the repairs and services and all those good things of that nature. But I mean, honestly, that's where I say QuickBooks is perfect because you wouldn't have to worry about anything. All you have to do account is the main account for all the spending. Yeah, there is that's going to be accounted for. But in QuickBooks, you can go ahead and whenever you have a cash deposit or you're paying for something in cash, you can actually enter it yourself on QuickBooks. So if as long as you're like up to date with that too, coming in the year, all that will be accounted for.
Right. So you think it's worth it to pay the monthly premium that they have for QuickBooks? Is there any other services that you would recommend for tracking? I know you had said you had one in mind. I think it was Truebill because I think we talked about it before.
Truebill. It was Truebill, 100%. Truebill is pretty smooth. That's what Jarrell, that's what we use for Jarrell. Um and it's very smooth. It's no problem. He's the one that showed me in, and a couple other clients that I have. That's funny. I usually recommend QuickBooks because I also do, but not Truebill is pretty. It's smooth. It's pretty good. It's no problem. And it does the whole profit and loss statement as well. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one. I just me. QuickBooks is the best. From my experience, it's the best, and I think it's pretty simple to use as well. And also with QuickBooks, if you want, you can also have me. You can link your account. Basically, we can link the account so where I can manage everything else as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I do have a bookkeeping business. So to say for one of the clinics, we manage everything. We basically do run the entire QuickBooks. You know what I'm saying? So not only that can you track everything and you see everything, I'm handling everything, and you can see all the changes and things that I'm making.
Right. Right. Okay. So including this now PPP loan as well. So that's another thing that we're gonna probably have to account for.
The PPP loan isn't taxable income, forgiven or not. So that's not something you really have to worry about too much.
Gotcha. Okay. And then one last question that I wanted to ask before we kind of close it out, because I didn't want to take too much of your time. I know it's getting close to 7. We kind of started the call around 6:30. But as far as real estate, so I just recently purchased my first property for 15.
Congrats, brother. That's great. Amazing.
Yeah, this year I purchased my first property, 15,000. It was a fixer upper, but I did a lot of inside work to it, so it's livable now to where me and my family are in the house living. And it's paid off full, I own it full and clear. And I'm looking to do a home equity line of credit um, on it this coming year. They want me to wait 6 months in order to go ahead and do that. So that's the plan, take out the equity from the house and then leverage the equity into other assets. We get into on our platform, we talk about Turo, leveraging cars and placing them on the platform. It's called Turo. You can rent them on there. We talk about DoorDash. We talk about investing in stocks, which is something that we also get into, which mainly is the S&P 500, investing in long-term investments. Now, right now, it's kind of fluctuating because the market's been crazy. But then we also talk about, other investment strategies. But besides that, as far as the real estate goes, what have you seen as far as people maximizing taxes when it comes to real estate? And maybe is there anything that I might be able to implement with this property that I just purchased?
There is if you have a mortgage, but if it's cash, there's not too much you can do. If you do have a mortgage, you can do a little bit of either way. There's a little bit of expenses you can write off. There's gifts and things of that nature. But it's not as effective as I feel like just having. I mean, in general, I feel like just the profit and loss in general save you hundreds, thousands of dollars, depending on the income. And then also things like taking classes, um, you know, more so those two things. Those are what I'm big on. But real estate is okay. You there are things you can write off. If you're paying for sorry.
Like a home office area space or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, you can write off things like that. It'll help. It won't be a crazy amount, but it'll help. You can also if you do offering and tithes at church, you can also as well put that on your taxes. Um, Donations, things like that. There's a plethora of things. I could send you a list. Matter of fact, I should send you that. So just so you keep it in mind, and throughout the year, especially because you're an independent contractor, it's good to just have all those deductions, and when you have proof of it, it's perfect because sometimes when the IRS sees this and that, it's a red flag. Well, not sometimes, all the time, it is a red flag. And an audit is not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? An audit is, they want to see proof, they want to see receipts, they want to make sure that you're not lying about anything. You know what I'm saying? So um I'll definitely send you a detailed list of everything, and that I definitely will break down for you and give you like all the little details and things like that.
Yeah, so man, we got a lot of value out of this call. So Charlie's going to be doing my taxes this year. You guys will get to see us go through the process. Obviously, I'm going to have to get him a statement, which is going to come through QuickBooks. Which, if you guys don't know, QuickBooks integrates with your bank accounts, your business bank accounts. So we talk about setting up your business bank accounts in some of our calls. Now, if you're going to set up your business bank account, make sure you link it to QuickBooks. They do have a monthly fee. I believe it's like 15, 20 bucks a month, which is going to allow us to continue to track our QuickBooks process and all the transactions coming through our bank account. Now, you can give that over to Charlie if you don't feel like managing it. He does have a service where he provides basically management over your QuickBooks profile. He'll organize all of your expenses, whether they be business expenses or personal, and take care of your finances for you. So he has that service if you guys need it. Charlie, one more time, if you want to just tell them where they can find you at, all the different places, maybe Instagram, Facebook, etc.
So everything's the same on Instagram. It's at PDJ Tax Experts. And on if you search us www.pdjtaxexperts.com, you see us there. We're also just got into Twitter, and as well as the other one, TikTok. We just got into TikTok, because TikTok is really good with marketing, bro. It's crazy. You'll be surprised. Like, it's crazy. But no, I'm glad you could have me. I definitely would love to have another time so I could go more in depth of everything, as well as have my brother. He's also my business partner, so we could just because we actually do plan on starting a podcast literally soon, very 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 soon. So I'd love to have you on my podcast, but very very soon we do plan on having that. I'm a tax consultant. We have our tax business, PDJ Tax Experts, but I'm also a realtor in the state of Florida, and I'm also a mortgage loan processor as well. And my father and my brother are MLOs. So we kind of dabble in everything. So I mean, I'm glad that you're doing this because just like what you're doing, I kind of see the same thing for me. I really do want to do the podcast and get the community involved and things that's just like what you're doing, and I really do appreciate it. And I also have another preparer under me. She's killing it. She's doing very well. Shout out to her. She knows who she is. But I definitely want to have her on the show next time too. And also so she can put her face out there and things like that.
Nice. So you guys look out for Charlie's podcast coming out soon. Make sure you guys stay plugged into all of the Young CEO calls we have on Tuesdays and Fridays, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, dropping a lot of value. Just trying to, share value with the people. We're all young entrepreneurs. Not necessarily saying we're arrived yet, but we're all striving together. So with that being said, family, it's been a great Young CEO call. Charlie, thanks for hopping on the call, man. You have a blessed day. We'll chit chat a little bit more because I got to get you that P&L statement.
100%.
But yeah, man, thank you so much for being on the call. You have a blessed evening. Young CEO call. It's your boy, Andre Kennedy, aka Investor Gadget.
Appreciate you, my boy.